This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel on this fine Sunday. It looks beautiful. Been outside to let the dog in a couple times, but other than that, take the old morning to sleep and get ready for another hard grinding week of work. And well, it's going to be a regular week of work, what the NHL season normally would have been, because we got training camp opening up tomorrow. And my goodness, yeah, you know what? We've had the speculation about the lines now for probably a good month and a half, depending on how involved you've been with NHL hockey since the shutdown. And here we are, a day away from things getting underway once again. So, with that, I want to play a little game. Shall we go back to a video from the other day in which Mark Spector released his projected lineup for the Edmonton Oilers? This was sans Mike Green announcement, right? No Mike Green announcement. He had Nuge with Connor McDavid, Zach Kassian, Tyler Ennis with Draisaitl, Yamamoto, Neal with Jujhar Khaira and Alex Chiasson, and then Athanasiou and Riley Sheahan with Josh Archibald. So that's kind of that projection. Now let me see if I can bring this one up, because this is the one that I was talking was deleted by Jack Michaels yesterday. He has now since last night re-released it. And there you go. Jack Michaels 15 hours ago, so it was deleted probably about 17, 18 hours ago. And then all of a sudden we got news about Mike Green, so in there I kind of left this alone. And we've got content for today, so that's all that matters. With Green out and the Oilers 14-5-5 with the RNH Draisaitl Yamamoto line intact. Think about that. 19 out of 24 games with that lineup on the ice with points. That is absolutely insane. Here's my best guess for August 1st lineup. Ennis, McDavid, Kassian, Athanasiou, Sheahan, Archibald, Neal, Khaira, Chiasson. So out of there, right there, two lines, no variant. And if you look at that, right, where's the fourth line? It's up already in the body of the text, where it's RNH Draisaitl will be intact. And, well, there you go. The only difference here from Mark Spector's line is flip RNH for Ennis. Now, I'm really shocked and surprised, actually, that nobody came out of their way to call me out for my defense of Mark Spector's lineup switch, having Ennis on the second line and having Nugent Hopkins on the top line, because I broke it down. Basically, what you lose in having one on one line and having the other on the other, you gain in them being switched. So you lose in them switching and you gain in them being switched, and that's the kind of weird part about this whole situation with the Oilers lineups when it comes to building a playoff winner at this point is Mike Green, no Mike Green. Neither lineup had Mike Green in there. I think Mark Spector might have had a little inside track there, because I know a lot of us were confused. Where's Mike Green on this whole thing? But there was no inside track available at that time. But now all of a sudden, since opt-outs and everything, Mike Green opted out, and now we've got it settled, final, done, toast, good, great, over. Okay, but realistically, it looks like now you've kind of got two of the big guys that talk Oilers hockey online, right? Obviously, Jack Michaels, the play-by-play guy for 630 Ched. He talks Oilers at least once a day with a tweet out about something, and it's usually something very important in terms of how it affects the Oilers. Mark Spector, at least 2 to 3 articles a week. He's on Oilers broadcasts, this kind of stuff, so you gotta think, right? There's something more to it than just, oh, I'm throwing out my opinion, he's throwing out his. Considering the only difference is two guys flip-flopped in the lineup, and you have arguments on both sides for one way, and arguments on the other for the other way. And, now, the one thing we did not get in Mark Spector's lineup, that I believe, I could go check the article again, and I welcome you to. I think I clipped goalies out because it really didn't matter. But look at that, right? No spares or anything, and I might have done some selective clipping there, but we'll get to the spares here for Jack Michaels, because that's what we're talking about. We've already talked about the Mark Spector video, and I appreciate everybody who's watched that. We're over like 1,300 views on that thing. That is absolutely insane for a video during COVID-19 pause season for me, so thank you very much. But now what we get is Clefbaum, Larson, Nurse Bear, Chris Russell, Matt Benning. That's no different from the Mark Spector lines. That's what we've been rolling most of the season. That's what we expect to see game one. And unless an injury happens, Caleb Jones, Evan Bouchard would be the next man up on that situation. And you see Caleb Jones mentioned in the next three. Jones also does have capability to play the right side. So it'd be interesting to see if Caleb Jones gets that crack to play the right side, or if indeed Evan Bouchard is next man up, like I've been touting all of a sudden the past day since Mike Green announced his opt out. But right, you've got Nygaard, Haas, and Jones, and that all makes sense because realistically, you look at this lineup. You've got NHL vets, right? All these guys have at least played a season in the NHL. And the reason I say season is Yamamoto technically isn't a rookie. He played enough last year and enough the year before to not be a rookie anymore. So technically Yamamoto's got enough NHL experience. However, right, now he's got that 27, 28 extra games this year. And now you've got a decision to make, well, who all fits the lineup. Nygaard, Haas have just this season of NHL experience. So we'll let them slide, work them into the lineup, I'm sure, and especially, right? You think there's an injury to Athanasiou, Ennis, heaven forbid RNH, even Neil, any of those guys on the left side. Nygaard's in there like a dirty shirt and going to work and trying to win us playoff games. Because this is the thing. Think about it, right? We've talked about the Black Aces and stuff, but in this set of three players, you have a set of three players very capable of filling in and doing exactly what is needed in playoff hockey. Caleb Jones, he is a guy who can shoot the puck on net and score. He's proven that with 4 goals. That's second best on a team that's got a couple of guys tied with 5 goals each. And then, well, you know what? You've got Gaetan Oss, who's, again, similar to Joachim Nygaard. Both guys go out there and play that nitty-gritty style of hockey that you have to take a penalty against them or they're going to get a good chance on net. And we've seen that multiple times over. I think their stats where they're top of the Oilers when it comes to penalties drawn this season. So Nygaard, Haas, good options to have as your third or your 13th and your 14th forwards. Early mornings, right? But right, in comparison, like Spector's lines compared to Jack Michael's lines, when there's a whole difference of one opinion. And obviously, yes, Jack Michaels does tout that Mike Smith will start the playoffs game 1 for the Oilers, and I wouldn't doubt that, right? I think Dave Tippett's proven that Mike Smith is his guy. Mike Smith will get the first crack, but kid yourself not that Mikko Koskinen doesn't come in at some point and absolutely ride this Oilers team on a heater through a couple of rounds if need be. There is no doubt about that. Although I do expect Mike Smith, playoff Mike Smith, now that he's older, right? You think Mike Smith, he's had some good playoffs. Now he's getting older and might not do as well. Well, I'm sorry. Our last great run through the playoffs, how old was our goaltender? You go figure that one out and you tell me, because Dwayne Rollison did some pretty fantastic stuff in 05-06 and a veteran goalie in the playoffs. You know what? Everybody likes to bet against him, but betting against him is sometimes the worst thing you could do, and you can see that in terms of what some teams have done over the years with veteran goalies in the crease. Ladies and gentlemen, Ennis, RNH, that's really the only debate here between Jack Michaels and Mark Spector, and I think that's pretty good because you know what? We're starting to see maybe a little bit of a consensus form when it comes to the Oilers forward lineup. The defense, I don't think there's any question there at all. Now that we know Mike Green is opted out, yes, Caleb Jones, I'd love to see him in there. Is Caleb Jones ready for primetime as opposed to the veteran experience of Chris Russell in the playoffs? I'm not sure, but you know what? We'll find out if there's an injury or if somebody has a better camp than Chris Russell, right? Straight up, if Caleb Jones has better camp than Chris Russell, I would not doubt to see Caleb Jones end up starting game 1, right? It's all about, there's still this whole training camp thing that's got to take place tomorrow up until the 26th to get our guys ready for this whole playoff thing. And then all of a sudden we have an exhibition game, so you never know what's going to happen in the exhibition game either. And then, bing, bang, boom, August 1st against the Chicago Blackhawks, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday at noon, whenever the heck we're scheduled to play hockey. We still don't have the time yet, but let me tell you, when we get things going, Saturday, August 1st, it's going to be an absolute party in this whole live stream setup that we have on Dolly TV, but secondarily to that, it's going to be interesting to see what we get out of our Edmonton Oilers, what the lineup looks like, and we can put all this debate to rest. I think Jack Michaels will be stealing the thunder the night before, getting the lineup out and getting it ready for us to absolutely enjoy the fact that the next day our Edmonton Oilers are playing hockey once again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson. This is Dolly TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're hitting, you know what? We've now, since COVID-19, we're positive subscribers. I was down probably about 30. Now we're positive 1 somehow on the chart. We were at 76-46 when the season ended against the Jets March 11th. Now 76-47. Guys, if we can hit 8,000 here sometime soon in that first round of playoffs, that would mean the world. I am up on out of here.